I feel like this video is true confessions, but it's so important to me on a personal level. I'm going to talk to you guys about how a new baby can almost or feel like it's going to ruin your marriage. And I'm going to tell you from a very heartfelt place, but I wasn't a psychologist then, and now that I'm in a different position and I did go to graduate school and I am trained, I'm going to tell you some things that I think will help. When I had my first child, I had a whole array of different feelings. I was excited. I had all these plans. It was a girl. What I didn't anticipate is the toll it would take on me, and the toll it would take on my husband, and the toll it would take on my marriage. I was pretty newly married. I'd been married 4 years, but I was young. And I lived far away from my family. We lived in another state. And, so I couldn't just go back and forth. My parents couldn't come. They were pretty grounded where they were. But this new baby was a difficult baby. And yes, I said that because some babies are born with temperaments that are very demanding. And they may also have colic and things like that that make it very difficult. But let me tell you what happened. We moved and my husband started a new job and I was home with the baby. And because I had worked as a nurse in a NICU, I thought I knew babies, and I did. But I took a shift of 8 hours. I didn't take 24 hours. And there was a time that I just don't remember anything. I was tired, I had brain fog, and I started beginning to withdraw from my partner. Most of it was because I resented him. I felt like, lucky you get to go to work. And then because it was a new job and it was demanding, I found him coming home later. And as that happened, I began feeling more needy. And so I would call him, like, when are you coming home? Come home, I need you at home. And when he came home, I would basically hand him the baby and leave. I left because I was at the end of my rope. And I felt like if I stayed in that house one more second, wasn't sure what would happen. I thought I would crack up. I'm also telling you this because there's all kinds of feelings you're going to have. You may start feeling depressed, anxious, like you envision something bad happening to your child, like drowning in the bathtub or these other things. Now I know that's a cry for help. It's postpartum depression. But then I didn't know that, or I was in denial. All I knew is I was getting up to feed the baby. I was nursing the baby. I would pump milk. He would get up, and then the baby would scream in our small apartment until the milk was warmed. Then he would feed the baby. Basically, I was up all the time, and so was he. He went to work, and then he came home, and then he was up, still at night. But it wasn't as taxing on him because he had a change. I had no change. It was the baby and I. I tried to go out. I tried to meet other moms, and that did help. I went to exercise class, and that did help. But the bottom line was, in our marriage, we began creating a rift. The first thing I want to tell you is that avoidable? Probably not, but you can minimize it. What I would suggest you do now is, first of all, don't say you're a bad person and don't beat yourself up. Tell yourself this is normal. These thoughts are normal. I'm having a normal reaction to no sleep and a new baby and a hurting, healing body and milk coming into my breast and feeling frumpy and all of those things. It's normal. Secondly, try to rely on your network. I didn't rely on my family. I have all kinds of brothers and sisters, but because we were so far away, I didn't feel like it would help. And I don't really like talking on the phone. And so my best guess was to try and establish a network, which was almost impossible on no sleep. So I would have that planned before I had the baby. Remember, we moved, so I didn't know anybody in the area, as much as you can plan your network now. And then thirdly, I would have gone back to the doctor and I would have said, listen, I am having a terrible time. I'm tired, I'm confused, I don't even know if I like my baby. I know I don't like my husband. I have no sex desire for him. I have no affection for him. And that well-woman doctor would have, advised me to maybe start on meds temporarily, to maybe go to a counselor, which yes, I needed to do and I want you guys to do. And lastly, to start making a date night. And I could have done that because there are babysitting boards and I was there long enough to establish that. I learned the hard way. I don't want you guys to. Try as much as you can to do now, before the baby, what you know you're going to need from this video. And talk to your partner, talk to your husband, or whoever is helping you, is your partner in this baby, so you guys can create a plan together. This totally blindsided me, but it doesn't have to, and it doesn't have to ruin your marriage. But these thoughts, you can comment because I will be there for you. I wish someone would have been there for me.